Well, good morning, YouTube friends and family, and welcome to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So today we are going to be making some elderberry syrup. So if you are a member of the Wellness Homesteader group over on Facebook, you saw that my sweet neighbor brought me a huge volume of elderberries, which I've since dehydrated, and we're going to use some now, and we'll have some later for another batch of elderberry syrup. If you're not familiar with the benefits of elderberry, it's very high in antioxidants, vitamin C, zinc, and is thought to be a good instrument to use to strengthen your immune system. So with cold and flu season approaching, as well as what's going on with the pandemic and the resurgence of the COVID variant, I thought this would be a great topic to share with you. Hello, Frankie. So hang on just a second. Come here, you can say hello. Frankie's gotten to be quite the camera ham. Say hello to the peoples. You gonna say hello? Go play. Sometimes he says hello and sometimes he just clams up and the cat has his tongue. So what we're going to do here is we are going to start with clean hands. So let me do that first real quick. Frankie is into shedding season, so let me tell you, keeping cat hair out of everything has been a challenge. So what I have here is my enamel coated cast iron stock pot, and to that I am going to start by adding 3 1/2 cups of water. Now here, guys, look at this delicious quart of dehydrated elderberries, and you'll see there's some different colors because they're from different pickings. I'm going to add to that 2/3 cup dried elderberry. Get all of them out. And let me tell you, those things bounce and run away. We are going to add our spices. So there's a million ways to do this. I don't particularly enjoy the taste of elderberry, and this is a very sweet syrup when you put in the raw honey, which also has health benefits. So I like to spice it up a little bit. So some of the things that I'm going to tell you I'm adding are not in the traditional recipe. So what I have here is a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, about a teaspoon of anise seed, which gives it that licorice flavor. If you don't like licorice, don't put anise seed in. And then I put some peppercorns in as well, because I find that cloyingly sweet honey really overpowering. So I'm trying to give it a little more of a savory cast, even though it is sweet as well. So to that, we need to grind or shave off about 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger. So I'm gonna, let me lower you down here a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to just use a little grater here that I bought from, I think like Big Lots or Dollar Tree. It's not an expensive one. And this is gonna add a little bite, impart a little flavor, plus ginger is also good for you. I don't worry about any big pieces that end up left in it because we are going to strain this at the end. So what we're looking to do here is bring it to a full boil, and then we will leave it uncovered, and we are going to simmer it for about 45 minutes to an hour. And what we're looking to do, and the reason you leave the lid off, is we do want to reduce the volume by almost half. So in other words, we're going to rehydrate those elderberries, which will use up quite a bit of the volume, but we also want to concentrate it. You do not add your honey until the end. So I'm going to continue grating here, hopefully not my hand or fingernails. And I will bring you back when this has come to a full boil and talk about next steps. So as you can see, we've come to a full and rolling boil. I am going to reduce the heat to simmer. I'm going to set my timer for 45 minutes, And then I will bring you back to show you what it looks like after it is cooked for 45 minutes. So stay tuned. So while our elderberry syrup is reducing, I am just using a bottle brush, and I purchased this set off of Amazon quite some time ago, but it's perfect if you're making something that you want to bottle in small bottles. I've shared before that I keep all of my jars and bottling supplies in the garage, so each and every time, no matter if I wash it and lid it, I definitely soap and water wash it. And I just love having the bottle brush. It really does get the bottle good and clean. The bottles themselves came also from Amazon, and I will leave a link to that. I'm trying not to splash myself with that bottle brush. What I really like about the bottles is that the lids have a rubber seal on the inside. I'll fish them out here and show you. Like this. So it keeps your product very fresh. I'm actually making some for my neighbor who so generously donated the elderberries to me. And these grow naturally on her property, so they are organically grown with no, not preservatives, herbicides. Wow, there's something on my cabinet. The things you notice when you're making a video. So at any rate, I wanted to share a couple updates with you while we're waiting here. Wow, that's gonna bug me. Okay, got it. Don't forget, September 3rd, 7 p.m. I am so excited about Live with Kim and Jasper. So if you can't make the live, and it's 7 p.m. Eastern, so if you're on Central Time, it would be 6 o'clock. If you're on Mountain Time, it would be 5 o'clock, and if you're on Pacific Time, it would be 4 o'clock. Now, I realize folks work or they have family obligations around dinner time, whatever. So you can watch the replay of the video, no problem. And by the end, I will try to summarize what is left because, guys, some of this stuff, when it's gone, it's gone. Jasper's eyeshadow palette is to die for, guys. It is to die for. It is amazing. So if you have been on her channel, which is Wolf and Stag Aesthetics, that's her YouTube channel, she's actually giving some sneak previews. She did all the artwork for the cover. The palette not only is amazing colors, it's super high quality product. It has a mirror. Oh my gosh, guys, you just don't want to miss it. And I'm not going to share with who, but the following week, I am going to be doing a collaboration with a fellow YouTuber on all things fall, because you know fall is my favorite season. So that will be cooking, cleaning, decorating, fall treats, maybe slip a craft in there, and it will be an entire week, 6 videos. Mine will be one day, hers the next, back and forth, back and forth. So when it gets a little closer to time and we have everything firmed up as to who's doing what day, I will be sharing that schedule with you. So much fun. I just love fall and everything related to fall, and I've tried real hard not to show you all of my fall decorations because I'm still working on them, because that will be part of the collaboration week. Okay, I'm going to check on our elderberry syrup here, and I'll bring you back to show you next steps. Our elderberries have been simmering for about 45 minutes. They reduced nice and quickly for me. Let me kind of tip you down here so you can see. Here's the line where they were, and it's gone down greatly. And one of the things that I do towards the end, because the elderberries are rehydrated, is I begin to smash or smoosh those berries. And we're going to do more of that when we actually strain it. So we want to get out all of the big pieces. So I have here a heat-safe bowl. This happens to be Pampered Chef, and a metal strainer, and one of my double-ended hot mitts. So I have not been promoting my canning mats and hot mitts because, as I shared in an earlier video, I don't have a lot of time in the summer to do a lot of sewing, but I have a couple updates I want to give you on that. So all you need to do is just drain your liquid into the pot, and then I am going to go back and scrape out the remainder of those berries because, sorry about the noise, guys. We want to get all that good juice out of those elderberries because that's where the benefit lies, not in the spices or the water that I put in there. Okay, just about got it here. There you go. It smells really, really good with all of those spices. So I'm just taking a spoon here, and as you see, as I smash, I'm getting the rest of that juice that's either trapped in the berries we left behind or inside those berries. So you want to wring those out, if you will, very, very well, and get all of that good nutrition into the syrup. So one of the things I did want to share a little further on is the bottle brush set. And I will leave a link in the description box below. If I remember correctly, the reason that the color of the actual bottle brush is brown is because it's made from a non-bleached material. But can you see, like, there are, well, got an elderberry on there, imagine that. There's the little brush here. There's a couple sizes of big brush. There's a curved brush and then just a straight brush. But it's great for things like when you're filtering things into a narrow neck bottle, like we're going to do with our elderberry syrup. How do you, I mean, you can run water through, but how do you actually clean that? Can't get a dishcloth through there. So those bottle brushes have been great for me. So I'm going to squeeze a little more, but here's basically what we have. So we have about 12 ounces. Once this is lukewarm, you do not want to do it while it's hot, we are going to add, show you here, some local raw honey. And I wanted to pull this actually up because I don't want you to think I'm making the claims. Research shows, try to say that 3 times fast, that there are great benefits to the raw honey. It's been used as a folk remedy, and this is Healthline. It's used as a folk remedy throughout history and has a variety of health benefits and medical uses. It is even used in some hospitals as treatments for wounds. Many of these health benefits are specific to raw or unpasteurized honey. So when you're shopping, make sure it says raw on the label. I buy my honey from Piper Orchard locally, so I do know what I'm getting. And there's a reason that I buy local honey. So let me share. If you have a lot of seasonal allergies, because the bees are collecting pollen from many of the plants that may cause your seasonal allergies, honey is thought to be great in reducing the symptoms of your seasonal allergies. Now, as always, there are a lot of cautions in using raw honey or honey in general with children. Always check with your pediatrician before you give your child honey, raw or otherwise. So honey is also a good source of antioxidants. So the reason that we're not putting it in this boiling hot liquid is we don't want to destroy any of the nutritional value. It has antibacterial and antifungal properties. It naturally contains hydrogen peroxide, which is an antiseptic. Y'all know what that is. It depends on the type of honey, its effectiveness, but this has been used for many years, so I'm thinking I should put it on my burn. What do y'all think? Healing wounds. So that is specifically Manuka honey, is used in medical settings because it's a germ killer. It's also helpful in tissue regeneration. It can boost healing time and reduce infection. Now remember, what's used in the hospital is considered medical grade. What you're buying, whether it's locally or on your grocery store shelf, is not medical grade. So do your own research, check with your physician. It's also helpful for digestive issues. I did not know this. It's proven to be an effective treatment for H. pylori. So if you don't know what that is, I have a tendency to talk nurse. So it's a bacteria that they have found commonly causes stomach ulcers. And they do the test by collecting your breath, actually, to see if you have H. pylori that could be causing your stomach issues. It's also a potent prebiotic, which means it nourishes the good bacteria in your gut. So it's crucial for digestion and just overall health. So you do want to make sure that the honey smells right and looks right, because yes, there can be botulism spores in honey. So when it's unpasteurized, that is one of the risks. So, just do your research, know your sources. I wanted to show you a completed bottle. And yes, the label's crooked, guys, before somebody says that. It's hard to put a round label on a round bottle. But the directions are to take 1 to 2 tablespoons daily as a way to boost or aid your immune system. Now, what if you actually are sick? The recommendation is that you take a tablespoon every 2 hours. And so again, my disclaimer, always check with your physician before trying any herbal type remedies, non-prescribed remedies. But let me tell you, I have used elderberry syrup since I started prepping, about 3 years, and I learned a lot more about it and the benefits. The only knowledge I had about elderberry was that they use it to make wine. So no, I'm not making any wine with it, but it is of great benefit, as are the flowers. So you can do a lot of things with the flowers. I personally do not do that. They're not my elderberry bushes, and my neighbor prefers to let them mature, which makes total sense. I have enough elderberry now on hand preserved to make several batches. So I am going to let this cool, gonna add the honey, and then I will bring you back at the very end and just show you how I bottle and preserve the elderberry syrup. Stay tuned. Now that our honey has cooled to lukewarm, I am going to add 1 cup of raw local honey. And I will leave a link in the description box below. I get a lot of questions about this OXO measuring cup. It does have both a liquid and a solid measure, but what I love about it is so not messy. You simply push up the bottom and you can put that honey right into the bowl without leaving a lot behind, so less waste. I did have just a little bit of crystallization in the honey. I did not heat it because I fully believe that with this being just a little lukewarm, it's going to thoroughly dissolve. So if you haven't already, I would love it if you would go ahead and smash that like button. That just lets me know that you're enjoying the content. Guys, I feel another blooper video coming on. I haven't gotten any comments about my blooper. So a lot of you may have clicked off before the end, and that's okay. It does help me out if you like and comment on my videos, if you find value. I would love to know, have you ever made elderberry syrup? What spices do you put in yours? And if you haven't made it, are you going to try it? I will also leave a link to the dried elderberries that you can purchase on Amazon, because honestly, when I first started doing this, before I realized my neighbor had all the elderberries that the universe needs growing wild on her property down by the creek, I used to purchase them. And I've used elderberry syrup for quite a few years, and I really feel that it does make a difference. I haven't used it when I've been sick, and the reason is I haven't been sick. So I'm just removing just a few crystals of the honey. And as you refrigerate this, and depending on the source that you read, the shelf life should be around 6 months. As far as the maximum efficacy, I do not throw elderberry syrup away, even if it's after 6 months, if I haven't been faithful about taking it. But now that we're almost into September, I'm definitely going to start again. So here's what you have: a lovely, lovely, deep, dark, reddish purple syrup. And then I just use a filter and put it in the bottle. And I was going to tell you how much I ended up with. Not as much as you might think. This goes in pints. Oh wait, there we go. About 3 cups. So I'm probably going to fill up 2 bottles halfway because I like to share with my son as well. And I could have done a double batch, but I prefer to make it fresh. I feel it has the maximum benefit if you make it in small batches. But if you have a lot of folks that are going to be utilizing it, you can certainly double, triple, quadruple, and I have done that before. I wonder if that will fit in. Okay, Frank is coming to help. And guys, I know I've seen all the comments about, oh, I don't like your cat on the counter. Well, I don't either, but you know what? Frankie kind of rules the roost around here, and that's the way it is. So he does get on the counter. I will share that I do bleach my countertops 2 or 3 times a day because he is on them. So there you have our fresh syrup, an earlier batch with the label. Label is from Avery. You can go to their design and print website and print anything you want from your home printer, which is a great benefit. So I want to share one more thing with you. So let me pause you just for a moment. As I shared earlier, summer is not the time that I do a lot of sewing, but I did complete a little sewing project this week that I want to share with you. And I have a question for you if you would leave me a comment below. So I have not decorated anything for fall upstairs, so I'm going to be changing bedding. I use comforter covers, so same comforter, I just use a different cover for the season. And yes, I have a fall/Halloween comforter cover. But I decided, you know what? I'd like to have some really cute pillowcases. And I looked at some fall sheets, but the truth of the matter is, I don't really need sheets and I didn't want to spend the money. So I made myself a magic pillowcase. And at the end, I will leave a link to the video of how to create one of these if you want to do it yourself. So I did find this fabric at Hobby Lobby, and the reason I chose it is because it has the Tiffany blue pumpkins, which you know my room is Tiffany blue and gray. So I used some orange polka dot and then just a little blue flower for the trim. But as I was making it and enjoying it, I thought, I wonder if you all might be interested in purchasing. Franklin, really, buddy, that's a no-no, okay? Go play, go play. You don't need to be on the counter. He's like, I'm gonna be in that video, Mom, you shut up. If you would be interested in holiday-themed pillowcases, or I still have so much fabric that I use for my canning mats and canning mitts. If you would like a country, if you will, themed pillowcase, I can do them individually or in sets, and I want to do that if you're interested. So I don't want to go out and buy a bunch of holiday themed fabric if it's not something you folks would be interested in. I can't give you prices. It depends on fabric cost. To make 2 pillowcases, it takes about 2.5 yards of fabric. So it does take quite a bit of fabric, and I like to buy quality 100% cotton fabric. So leave me a comment below. Do you think a magic pillowcase would be something that would make a good gift especially for little ones through the holidays and they're so excited. Let me know if you would be interested, and if I get enough response, I will be making some magic pillowcases for sale as well. I think I've covered everything. Don't forget about the upcoming live. Don't forget about fall decorating, cleaning, and treats coming up, collaboration, probably the week of September 6th. So as always, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.